morning, welcome to my YouTube channel. Nonya here. I'm super excited to be here again to share my experience with you as a Nigerian teacher living and working in Lagos, Nigeria. So guys, your village teacher finally quit teaching. So I finally resigned from teaching. I've been in teaching for over 20 years, consistently in teaching. But in this particular school, I've spent my 12th year. Yeah, my 12th year running in this particular school. Okay, so I started in 2010. And in 2010, September 7th was my first day at work. I remember that day very well because of this very beautiful girl that I met on my first day at work. She was the one who gave me a warm welcome. Imagine when you walk into your 3 class and then there's this 7-year-old girl whose birthday it was on my first day at work, and she was so kind, so sweet, so charming. She made my coming into work for the first time in this school sweet. 2010 when I started, I was the ICT teacher, so I was supposed to work from the ICT room and then to move around the classes as a subject teacher. So that was what I was hired for. So later in 2011, your girl got married. I got married in 2011, a year after I started working. And in 2012, my first child came. I returned to work in 2013 after maternity leave. So I continued my career with this particular school in 2013. And in 2014, I became the head of ICT department officially. So I was working from the ICT room at some point until a teacher left, and then I was moved to year 3. So I was working from year 3 class as a subject teacher, still the head of ICT teacher, and then I was teaching some other support subjects. Until 2015, I became the head of Key Stage Work 1, and that made my life tougher. Now, in 2012, my first child came. In 2015, my second child came. My second child came in 2015, and I became the head of Key Stage 1 in 2015. Returned after maternity leave. I had the son in December of 2015. 2016, when I returned for maternity leave, I continued as the head of Key Stage 1. In 2017, I became the head of the disciplinary committee, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, my Jarabi became. In 2015, when I had my son, I had a daughter in 2012. In 2015, I had the second one. I thought it was fine. This is the bomb for now. And then I had a Jarabi. He's 5 years now. To God be the glory, to Satan be shame. So in 2018, I became the head of welfare committee by appointment. In 2019, I was moved to year 6 to be the class teacher of year 6, the final year class. My job increased. My task increased, my activity skyrocketed. And remember, I had 3 children to manage with no nanny, but I had my husband. So we were a team working together to ensure that our life and our family was together and we didn't fall apart. And so COVID came in 2020. I think schools in Lagos closed March of 2020. And so we had to work online. So as part of the team that designed the Google Classroom for the school, and then the email addresses, and then compilation of results and teaching online, and all of that happened in 2020. Teaching is very demanding and very challenging. If you ask me, ask any teacher, they would say the same thing. Teaching is the only job that you close from and then continue working after you have closed, and when you're on holiday you're still working, and then return back to work and you're still working. Even when you get back home you're working, in your sleep you're working. That's the only job in this world that is like that. I don't know if there's any other job that is like that, honestly, because you have to consciously keep learning in your head how you're going to help that one child, especially if you're very passionate about teaching. You're concerned about a particular child, you're concerned about your teaching plan, you're concerned about your aesthetics, you're concerned about how you're going to approach parents, because each parent have different flavor, different lifestyle, different perception, different perspective, different understanding of how life is, and so are their children. So imagine this one human being that has to relate with different human beings on different spectrum in different parts. You guys, teaching is hard. So I'll get up at 3 a.m. and by 4 a.m. I'll set out to go to work, and I was doing that for a very long time. Yes, for a very long time. And something happened in the area of Lagos where I lived. There was this unrest, people just randomly walking into people's homes and then taking their lives. That happened in my area for a long time. And as we're getting out of it, in the community where I lived, we had an issue with bunkery. Because there was a pipe that passed in across that community, and we heard about this particular tribe always going there to vandalize pipeline. And there was a time when the government came hard on them, and then these people leashed out to the community, and there was a lot of killings and kidnapping, and that place was not safe. That area and that community was not safe. There were days where we hear gunshots every night and every morning. It was really, 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 really bad. And those were the reasons why I stopped coming out very early to go to work. So I started leaving around 6 a.m. or 5 when it's bright. That was when I would leave home, and then I started going by ferry because I needed to get to work early. And so there was change of plans. So instead of getting to work late and then giving excuses for not coming to work early, I had to come up with another means. And I liked the place where I worked. They were very considerate and they understood it. I also live in a part of Lagos where there was the traditional Oru festival where women are not allowed to see this kind of, I think, masquerade, I guess. Yes, masquerade or some form of spirit. But it was a traditional thing in this community. And then so there were days when that would happen and I would not be able to go out as early as I would. So those were the days when I started going by ferry. So there was a lot happening. Now imagine the community where I lived and where I lived, and then the road was really terrible, very bad road. It didn't have so much government presence. That was a huge challenge as to going to work from where I live. Now imagine all of these challenges put together. I couldn't afford to go out to work as early as I would naturally have. So I knew that time and life and situations were just telling me that, see, it was time to just step back. And then later in 2021, June 2021, my husband had to relocate to the United Kingdom, and it was a huge opportunity for us because of how that visa came. So he had to relocate to the United Kingdom and left me with 3 children. Alaye don't jump out. Alaye just jar like that. Leave me with 3 children. So this my husband has been my right hand. Not easy. Now imagine me with 3 children, no nanny, and I have to do this job without how challenging it is and how I have to go and how challenging it is to be a teacher. And putting all of that together, I knew it was just time to quit. So I had to quit this job, and my director was very supportive, and I work in a very fantastic place. Shout out any day and any time to this school. It's an amazing, sweet, beautiful place where I've worked, and the support has been overwhelming. So I still go there occasionally. I go there weekly, at least once in a week to work. And then I work online as well. And I get paid for it. You see why you have to just do your best, so that in case life lives you or anything happens to you, you still get the support of the people that already know you and people that already have this relationship with you. And that's one thing I wanted to put out there, just to put your best foot forward and give your all whenever you find yourself. So I'm going to just carry on with my life and see how things unfold. Now, a lot has been happening, and I would like you to please subscribe to this channel so that you can be on this journey with me. Come with me on this channel. Thank you so much for finding time to listen to my gist and my story, and I'll see you in the next video. It's me signing out. Love you. Please be safe, show and share positivity, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.